Hello loves, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the differences between a BOS and a grimoire. So, a lot of the times practitioners get a little confused on why there's two books, what does each mean, etc. etc. Oh, also, I'm playing today because I had like a swollen eye just from just regular everyday life, and I had to wait till it went down to record. And I don't want to obviously use eye makeup just to let the skin breathe a little bit, but anyways, that's why I'm a bit plain. That's okay though. I love myself and my plain Jane face. Anyways, so I first want to start talking about where does BOS and grimoire come from. We all know that the craft is an old religion. It was here before the Abrahamic religions. It was here thousands and thousands of years ago. So we basically know that the way that they kept track, like in the old days, was pretty much by word of mouth. But when we were able to actually use tools to write down the information that we got, that's when we started to collect books and pages and scripts and scrolls on basically the magic that we do. And that's how they kept track of it in the old days. Now, fast forward to the recent last couple of centuries, or I guess not even centuries, but just the last couple of years, where witchcraft and spirituality, being a practitioner, has really gained a lot of influence and a lot more popularity. We actually see the BOS being popularized by the religion Wicca. And from what I know, in the Wiccan religion, when a student comes to a coven, the student is given the coven's Book of Shadows, the book that they contain all of their rituals in, all of their invocations, all of their work. The student gains the group's BOS, and it is up to the student to actually rewrite that BOS in a personal way for themselves. So they basically just copy the group's BOS. That's basically what it is. Within that religion, from what I understand and from what I researched, once the student copies the group's BOS, it becomes the student's personal grimoire. Now, fast forward to today, 2020, of August, actually this is September 2nd. Fast forward to today, 2020, the craft is highly adaptable. It always has been and pretty much will always be in the future. And so it doesn't have to be that specific way for a lot of people who don't consider themselves Wiccan or a part of the Wiccan religion. From what I researched on the side that was not in the Wiccan religion, it's actually kind of the opposite. A grimoire is said to be your research book, the book that basically contains all the tools, all the ways to do a ritual, how to do a spell, how to work with candles, how to work with herbs. It's basically a huge how-to book on magic that you write yourself. That's the grimoire. Magical how-to book is your grimoire book. On the other hand, the Book of Shadows is actually the personal one, the one that you would write your own personal experiences in. So, on one hand, you have the Wiccan way of thinking of things. I'm not so sure if they changed that way. I just know that that's what I researched, and that's what it said in the books that I researched for the Wiccan way. I'm not Wiccan. So if it has changed, I don't know. I, of course, prefer the more eclectic way. I'm gonna say eclectic because we know that when you say you're an eclectic witch, it basically just means that you don't really consider yourself anything. You just kind of like work with magic. You don't really like say, oh, I'm a hearth witch, I'm an earth witch, I'm a chaos witch. You don't say any of that for an eclectic witch. You just basically say like, I'm a little bit of everything. So I kind of like that way of dealing with a BOS/grimoire. So for me personally, I will go with the second definition, the one where the grimoire is basically your magical how-to book for yourself, and then the Book of Shadows is the personal book, the one where I'm writing down, well, for me, I personally use these herbs, these oils, blah blah blah, for this type of spell for me personally, if that makes any sense. So, I mean, this is just gonna be a really quick video because honestly, it's not it's not a really set in stone type of thing. When you come to this path, everything is up to you. You have full reign, you have full power over which way works best for you. So you just gonna have to pick whichever one sounds better to you. If you like the Wiccan way, you can definitely get in touch with the Wiccan coven and you can learn from them and learn how they do their things. Now that I got that out of the way, I would like to add in a couple of other things. If you don't consider yourself a witch, but you are a spiritual practitioner, you can simply say that this is your spiritual journal, and you can keep whatever spiritual stuff inside of that. If you're more comfortable with that, or if you're like in the broom closet and you can't really say that word, you can simply say, this is my spiritual journey book. No one's gonna know. Another term that I actually saw when I was doing my researching was Book of Mirrors. Ooh, I like that one. That sounds very, like, I don't know. It sounds good to me. It sounds good to me. I think the Book of Mirrors, basically, when you see a mirror, you're basically seeing your reflection. And so therefore, it just makes sense that whatever you are learning, you reflect on it and you write it in a book. And that's the Book of Mirrors. So honestly, there are so many different ways that you can call your book. There's so many different like definitions as to what the book is, and like there's a lot of different ways on what it can be called. And as I previously stated before, there's different definitions. It's really up to you which one resonates the most with you and which one you like, which one best suits your needs and your situation. So there you go. Also, there's actually a third definition, I guess, where the Book of Shadows and the Grimoire are the exact same thing. There are some people out there who do not disassociate one from the other. They keep them both together, and I mean, that's how they like things. That's how they do things. They just smash them both into one, and they just pick whichever name to use indefinitely. So let's say they just choose Book of Shadows. If they call it the Book of Shadows, but it actually contains Grimoire and the Book of Shadows, it's totally, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can smash both of them into one and just have one gigantic magical book that you do all your working on, all your working in and all of your research in, if that's what you want. So think about it, see which one you like. You can have two separate books for two separate things, for two separate like magical working, or you can have one book that just contains all your magical workings so you do not have to worry about it. That's basically it. It's just a really short, sweet video. The reason why I wanted to do this video was because if you've seen my previous video, you saw that I picked up a lot of items for a BOS/Grimoire, and the reason why I said BOS/Grimoire is because I want to leave it up to you guys, whoever is watching this. I want to leave it up to you to basically look within yourself, understand yourself, reflect upon yourself, and choose which one best suits your scenario. So if you like the idea of having both books, I want you to be able to go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to use both books. Or if you like the idea of having one book, but you want to call it something completely different, like your Book of Mirrors, go ahead and do that. So I will never specify, because this is going to be the internet one that I just allow like the internet people to see. My personal one is going to be, I'll do my personal one on the side for myself, but the internet one I want to be very general kind of, so that people can basically pick and choose whatever they like. Okay? So again, a quick summary. There's the Wiccan way of doing it. There is the eclectic way of doing it. There is the spiritual way of going about it. And then you can just basically just smash everything into one. That's basically your options. So choose whichever one best suits you, and be prepared to actually use it, because for my next videos, I definitely plan on utilizing this. Like, we're gonna be filling it out, okay? So yes, that's all I wanted to say to you lovelies. I'm a bit late on this video. School started. Yes. I'm really glad it was quick though. So my loves, let me know how you liked this video or any of my other videos. I really want to get serious about this. This is not a fad to me. This is actually something that I am really interested in, and I've always been interested in, and I kind of want to help other people. I'm not a novice, but I'm certainly not advanced. So think of me as your big sister who's into the craft, that you kind of like, you're a little under. I learn, you learn. Like it's gonna be that kind of way. That's how I kind of want this to feel like, okay? So I'm excited to learn with you. I hope you learn with me. Stay tuned, we're gonna be filling it out. Make sure to choose whichever one you like the best. If you have chosen, like if you definitely know what you want to call it, you can comment that down below at any time. I would like to know whichever ones you guys would prefer to use if you ever like decide to do that, okay? So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get started on my next video, which is basically creating one. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I've been blabbling. I'm just trying to make this longer. I don't even know why. But anyways, thank you for watching, my loves. I am Eli, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.